Hey, it's Chad, the fitness scientist here at the Acceleration Station in Los Angeles, and I'm going to take you through a mini Waff workout for your upper body. So we're going to be using forearm plank as our go-to position for this workout. So first we're going to work through some shoulder stability exercises, protraction, retraction. We're just going to hold the basic plank position, and then I'm going to take you, as you're prepared and ready to go, you're going to move through a series of 4 positions. Each one is very valuable, but each one is challenging in a different way. These are going to be anterior, posterior, lateral, and medial chain stimulating positions. But they're all going to be coming from the forearm plank position. But let's talk about shoulder stabilization when you're using the Waff for the upper body, and then stabilization of the body, position of your head, and then we'll move to the shoulder range of motion. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be using only about a 15-second interval for each of these, but of course, depending on how intense you want your workout to be, you can make these 30-second intervals, 60-second intervals, etc. So I'm going to use my forearm on the Waff, and I'm going to try to put it approximately middle. I don't want to go elbow to the center column being the center here. Understand it's a column. You can see in the medium Waff behind me, you can see the column running through the middle. It's the same thing with these, you just can't see them. So I want to make sure that whenever I line up my forearm, I want to go across the Waff and not aim elbow for the center. I want to go across. That's going to give me a lot more options in my position. So when I'm going to use the same weight change concept that I use for the medium Waff. So when I go one side on, I know that my weight is going to shift in an asymmetric or a lateral pattern. That's totally normal, and I want you to get used to doing that. So I'm going to start first with my left forearm on. I'm going to extend my left leg back. Then I'm going to, as I put my right forearm on, I'm going to switch and shift my weight back onto my both feet. So this is my forearm plank position. Again, my forearm crosses the Waff. I have my legs long, not jammed in the knee, a little soft in the knee, and I'm pulling the midline of my legs together, and I'm pulling my belly toward my spine, and I'm keeping my neck in line. This is just a true plank position, forearm plank position that is. Squeezing everything toward the middle, that's my knees, my toes, my abdomen, drawing my sternum up toward the back of my body, and then I step down the way that I came in reverse order. So now we're going to go through shoulder protraction or retraction. We did this exercise seated. That's the movement of the shoulders. We're just going to do the same thing, but with our forearms. So if you want to practice it with the forearms here, squeeze them together, press them apart, squeeze them together, press them apart, squeeze them together. So we're going to set up on our Waffs to do the exact same thing. Left forearm on, left leg back. Right forearm on, right leg back. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. 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 One more to make it 15 seconds. One knee down, reverse order to come up. Now I'm widening my Waffs just a little bit. You want to make sure that your Waffs are the width that you need for your shoulders. And so this is not necessarily going to be exactly the same as your hips. It might be, but you need to accommodate the width of your shoulders to make sure that the movement is happening in a true line. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through the anterior, posterior, lateral, and medial exercises. You can do any of these just on their own, or you can put them together in the sequence I'm about to take you through. So if this is my forearm position in my plank, I'm going to be pushing my wrists all the way down as much as possible, trying to put the front seam of the Waff to the ground on both arms. That's going to activate my triceps and a specific region of my shoulders. So we're going to do that for 15 seconds. Left forearm on, left leg. Right forearm on, right leg. I'm going to activate the front edge. I'm kicking my wrists down as hard as I can. I keep squeezing the midline of my legs. I'm pushing hard through my wrists. I'm keeping my abdomen in. I'm keeping my back long. I'm not jamming through my knees. Squeezing in. Reverse order to come out. Right knee down, left knee down. Come down. Anterior. Now we're going to pull posterior. We're going to pull hard with the elbows and the biceps to try to pull and drag the Waff toward us. So now we're going to activate the lats and a different muscle group. Forearms. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm set. I'm going to pull hard down with my elbows. Squeeze in at the knees, squeeze in at the toes, pull the tummy toward the spine, keep the back of the neck long. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, pull hard. 1, reverse order out. Okay, great. So, again, you can make these much longer, but you have to remember that the purpose of this is to keep the activation for the duration of the set. So if you're kind of going back and forth, you're not actually accomplishing what you're aiming for. You want to push hard and keep the activation for the entire duration. So 15 seconds is a great place to start. Lateral motion, we're going to take the arms out to the side, try to put the outside edges of the waff to the ground. Left arm, left leg, right leg. Outside edge down, I'm pressing my waffs apart as if I could drop through the middle. Drop my chest through the middle, keeping my knees unlocked, squeeze them together, pull the tummy toward the spine, press hard down, press hard, keep the outside edges down the whole time, reverse order out. Great, so you can probably imagine what the last one is, which is going to be a medial squeeze to the middle, call it kissing the waff. So I'm going to hug my waffs in, try to get the 2 edges to kiss. Again, pulling everything toward the midline. This is for the chest especially, also for the front deltoids. Left and back, right and back, hug in, squeeze and kiss. My 2 edges of my waff are touching now. The right and left 2 waffs are connected. And I'm squeezing hard toward the midline of the upper and the lower body. Toes together, knees together, pull hard at the elbows, keep squeezing. Release it back. Reverse order your way out. Okay, so that is the first of our plank series on our mini waffs. So very challenging, take your time, make sure that you're being deliberate in the motions. Each one has its own value, so I want to make sure that you spend time on all 4. You don't have to do all 4 in the same routine, but it's a really great way to make sure that you're hitting the shoulders. Remember, I talk about the shoulders are the hips of the upper body, so you wouldn't want to have really strong inner thighs and really weak outer thighs, or really strong glutes and really weak hip flexors. It's the same thing with the shoulders. You want to have nice, well-rounded, well-developed shoulders, especially when it comes to weight-bearing exercises like planks. Okay, have fun on your mini waff. Be sure to come back and let's waff some more.